Some mysteries begin with a scream, others begin with silence. Tonight's story starts with 5 friends, a basketball game, a lonely mountain road, and a car abandoned in the snow. For nearly 50 years, investigators have tried to explain what happened next. This is the true mystery of the Yuba County Five, February 24th, 1978, Yuba City, California. 5 friends, Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, Ted Wire, Gary Mathias, and Jackie Hewitt, were excited for the next day. They were members of a local program for adults with intellectual disabilities, and they had an important basketball tournament coming up. By all accounts, they took the game seriously. Their uniforms were laid out. Their families expected them home that night. Everything about the evening seemed ordinary. The friends watched a college basketball game in Chico, bought snacks at a convenience store, and then began the drive home. Or at least, that's what should have happened. Sometime after leaving Chico, the group turned away from the route back to Yuba City. Instead of heading home, they drove deep into the Plumas National Forest, higher, higher, and higher into the mountains. No one knows why. There was no evidence they had planned to go there. No family member knew of a reason, and the road eventually led into remote wilderness. Hours later, their car came to a stop. Days passed. None of the 5 men returned home. Their families immediately knew something was wrong. Search teams began looking for them. Then, investigators found the car. It was sitting on a snow-covered mountain road. The strange part? It wasn't badly damaged. It wasn't stuck beyond recovery. Later examination suggested it was capable of being driven away. Inside were wrappers from the snacks they'd purchased earlier that evening. The keys were missing. Nothing suggested a violent struggle. Yet the 5 friends were nowhere to be found. Why leave a functioning car? That question has puzzled investigators ever since. Even stranger, the men had walked away from it, into freezing temperatures, into deep snow, and into unfamiliar wilderness. Searchers followed footprints where they could, but winter conditions quickly erased many of the clues. Weeks passed, then months. Still, nothing. Finally, after the snow began melting, a group of motorcyclists made a disturbing discovery. Deep in the mountains sat a Forest Service trailer. Inside, they found Ted Wire. He had died inside the trailer after surviving for weeks. Investigators concluded he had likely lived for an extended period before eventually succumbing to the harsh conditions. What made the discovery so unsettling was everything surrounding him. The trailer contained food, enough canned and packaged emergency supplies to sustain someone for months. There were blankets, heating equipment, matches, fuel, yet much of it had never been used. Some food had been opened, but a significant amount remained untouched. Investigators couldn't determine exactly why. Nearby, the bodies of several of the other men were eventually discovered along the route leading toward the trailer. Jackie Hewitt's remains were never found. To this day, he remains missing. Then there was Gary Mathias. Gary had military experience. He knew how to survive outdoors. Many investigators believed he would have been the most capable of helping the group. Yet he also disappeared. His remains have never been conclusively identified. Over the years, many theories have emerged. Some wondered whether the group became lost after taking a wrong turn. Others suggested they may have been frightened by something on the road. A witness later reported seeing people in vehicle lights in the area that night, but investigators were never able to determine whether those observations were connected to the case. Some have proposed foul play. Others believe panic and severe winter conditions explain what happened. The evidence simply isn't conclusive enough to know for certain. One thing is clear. The mountains that night were brutally cold. Snow continued falling. Visibility was poor. Even experienced outdoorsmen can become disoriented under those conditions. Simple decisions can quickly become life-threatening. Nearly 5 decades later, the Yuba County Five remains one of America's most baffling unsolved mysteries. Why did they leave the car? Why drive into the mountains in the first place? Why weren't more of the emergency supplies used? What happened to Jackie Hewitt? And where did Gary Mathias ultimately go? Those questions have never been fully answered. Perhaps that's why this case continues to fascinate people around the world, because unlike many mysteries, it doesn't rely on ghosts, or monsters, or impossible events. It only asks one haunting question. What really happened to five friends on a cold February night? So, what do you think? Did the group simply become lost in a tragic chain of events? Or is there still an important piece of the puzzle waiting to be discovered? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy true mysteries, subscribe to Did You Know Daily Minute. See you at the next one.